Hey everyone, we just got done seeing patients and I wanted to make a video talking about this thing that we have that does a lot for our practice. And you've probably heard us talk about it before. It's called the 12-week transformation. I wanted to take a second to flip the camera around in just a minute and show you what it looks like. But this is a portal that our patients get access to. And they have a journal that they get as well. This is what the journal looks like. It's called the 12-week transformation. I know you're seeing this backwards on this camera. But it's a journal that our patients get on their 4th day of care when they start a corrective care plan with us, when we're addressing not just segment like most of us chiropractors do. We have a segmental approach, but also posture and movement. So I'm standing in our exercise area right now, holding a tripod that I'm going to flip around in just a second. See these belts up on the back right here? So our patients progress through these belts. Those are the higher belts. That one over there. Whoa. White belt, yellow belt, blue belt, and they go to green, orange, black. And I'm wearing a belt right here on my wrapped up wrist. Okay, so I have a black belt. And we have these systems that allow a patient to progress, to feel significance, community, all the things that if you look up Tony Robbins' 6 basic fundamental human needs, this program touches on a lot of them. It's something we do inside of Move Now University is that we share this online membership site with all of the members of Move Now University, and they can clone this and use this in their clinic. So I'm going to flip the camera around, show you what it looks like so you can get an idea. So let's see. Okay, cool. So this is my laptop here set up. I'm on a tripod. This is our exercise board. It's all mapped out for this afternoon. So we just have first names of patients for patient confidentiality purposes, of course. And I'm going to put this down and I'm going to walk you through this. So first off, what happens is our patients get this journal. So this is what the journal looks like. Here, I'll back up the camera a bit so you can see it. So here's the journal. And it's called the 12-week transformation. We bind these, we print these in-house. It's pretty easy to do. And it says getting familiar with the 12-week transformation. And each weekly lesson has 5 different topics with new material related to that topic available each week. So we cover spine, movement, lifestyle, fuel, and goals. This talks about welcome to functional movement. We introduce the belt system of functional movement and how these warm-up processes work, postural corrective exercises, functional movement protocols, and then the 12-week transformation opt-in. So this is like an overview of what we do on our day 4 when we introduce someone to exercise. We call it the exercise orientation. So this whole journal coincides with everything that I'm about to show you online. We designed all this stuff. We have spots where patients can chart what they're doing in and out of the office. They're encouraged to bring this in with them every single visit. And the system works awesome. Patients love it. Helps keep them on point. And they like the organized basis that this whole thing is set up with. So here's how this works. This is all customizable. Right now it has my name and Trainer Tony and Anabolic Andrew here, but those are placeholders. So what other Move Now chiropractors do that are members of this whole program that we put together is they swap out their staff info here. They put a welcome video of themselves or they just delete that completely. And then this information that we made, it starts off like this, the fundamentals of health. We talk about spine. We explain that there's these 5 things that we're going to be going through: spine, movement, lifestyle, fuel, and goals. Fuel is like food that you should eat or shouldn't eat each week. So essentially what we did is we took all the different topics that patients asked us about on a weekly basis. I practiced almost 17 years, so I have a whole list of this in my head. And we then made tons and tons of videos explaining this stuff, like what is health? Health is not how you look or how you feel. What is it? We talk about that. 3 pillars to health: segment, posture, movement. This is the model that we teach inside of this program. We teach to patients. All the videos of me going through this, I'm wearing a Move Now University shirt, and I'm speaking on behalf of other doctors that are using this system. So it's not branded to our clinic, but it's branded to Move Now University, which is a whole other topic, which is called the power of sub-branding. That's what big companies do. They ride on the coattails of other brands, and there's actually strength and power to doing that versus just trying to do everything under the title or name of your clinic. Okay. We talk about success with your care. So this talks about staying on track with your care, making sure that you make your appointments. And if you miss an appointment, you make up missed appointments. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. We introduce You Are What You Eat weekly secrets. What's it all about? You can just see, like, if I push play on this, you can see for like a second what this looks like. Let's see. Turn this up. See if you can pick this up. You Are What You Eat weekly secrets. So what do? We took some of the best health topics, food topics that we felt like we could share with you, and we put together these brief presentations each week. We'd encourage you to watch these presentations from start to finish, take some notes, and then picture yourself, how are you going to implement, even if it's just 10%, how are you going to implement pieces of this new information each week into your lifestyle? So that's what You Are What You Eat Weekly Secrets is going to be. You're going to see 12 different lessons about food and about what you eat below. So basically what we did is we made presentations with all of this. This is an intro. All of our doctors have access to this to show to their patients, and it just helps educate them and keep them on point. All right, and then posture and movement overview. So we talk about what are we looking at with posture? How does this work? And any of this stuff can be edited completely on your end. So if there's parts of this that you wanted to redo or you didn't like, you can, but we went through and took a program that we built for our clinic and we refilmed everything and did it speaking in such a way that we were speaking on behalf of this bigger entity, Move Now University, instead of just our specific clinic. And we did that so that our members wouldn't have to refilm any of this stuff. So it's pretty awesome. I'm showing you the version that is cloned and shared with all of our members. Then what we have is we have these three main sections: preparing to transform, weeks 1 through 4, transforming, weeks 5 through 8, transformed, weeks 9 through 12. They're weeks, 12 weeks. Each week is drip fed, meaning when a patient gets access to this program, they can only see week 1. And inside week 1, they can see these 5 different topics that we talked about before. There's a video, there's a lesson teaching something about spine. So in this case, it's thoracic kyphosis and life expectancy, movement, proper posture, standing, sitting, sleeping, with videos about each, lifestyle, the importance of setting and tracking goals, weekly secret number 1, reducing sugar, and then a recap goals for the first week. So that means that when your patient gets access to this, they can only see week 1. All the rest of these are locked. So it paces them through the process, and they get a couple of emails that push them back to week 1 to keep them on track. And inside the journal, right here, there is a week 1. So they start off, they turn to the week 1 page just to show you so you can get the full effect here. Week 1, getting started, okay? Ours says Gonstead video series and all this because this is our version of the journal. We also built out a whole other journal that doesn't have any terminology in it at all, that is branded to our clinic so that you can use without having to change anything. Pretty cool, right? We did all the heavy lifting for you. Week 2, so spine, what is the subluxation? So we explain what that is on an actual joint model. And then movement, a sit, stand, study, lifestyle, talking about designing your daily routine or ritual. Weekly secret number 2 is coconut oil, and then goals recap. So it goes through that week by week by week. I'm not going to show you every single topic in here, but they're all good ones. All right, all good ones. Cervical spine studies, importance of curve, autonomic nervous system, chiropractic immune system, what is fascia, but I don't believe in chiropractic, the why behind extremity adjusting, stages of disc degeneration, spinal hygiene, okay? So pretty cool. That's the 12 weeks. Now what else is inside here? We have an exercise library. This is the 8 different dysfunctional movement patterns that we teach how to assess for, how to measure, and how to prescribe inside of Move Now University. This is what we teach chiropractors and their exercise team. So once you've prescribed this for a patient and they understand what they're doing and how they're progressing, and you're teaching them something in clinic, like for example, you look up over on this board here, we have this exercise board all mapped out for this afternoon of seeing patients, and each one of those little notations on the board talk about what is the warm-up exercise, what's their postural corrective exercise, if there's manual therapy that's going to be done, what's that, and then what type of functional movement progressive exercise is mapped out for them, If there's a star next to it, it means it's the first time that they're learning that exercise and they're going to need some additional instruction. So systems upon systems with this. But now here's the cool thing. The patient knows what protocols they've learned. We highlight it, we show it to them, we can write in their journal when they come into the clinic. And then what I'm going to show you now inside the exercise library, let's say the person has a thoracic dysfunction, which is D2, so dysfunction 2. They can go inside of their 12-week transformation site. They can go into the thoracic dysfunction category here. This is just a diagram or picture showing all the protocols laid out. And this is an interactive exercise library that we built out that you get this same copy that you use in your clinic and you have control over it. So how this works is you can click on different ones of these tabs right here, like lacrosse ball traps. You click on that and a video pops up, okay? Or you go like this one, lumbar lock thoracic rotation, all right? Video pops up. And then you can get into a yellow belt protocol, like a get up with 1 through 3. So steps 1 through 3 of a get up with cervical rotation. So that then talks about a get up with rotation and so on and so forth. But it follows, our exercise library follows the sequence of mobility and then some extensibility, stability, and then loading, which is the best evidence-based approach on fixing movement patterns. There's an other resources section that has some other things in here as well. We progress patients to learning kettlebell movements. It's built into our exercise library, but we also have a whole section talking about kettlebell movements. We term this the functional 4, which is a deadlift, swing, squat, and get up. This is what we teach, or at least strive to teach all of our patients. And so this is the 12-week transformation. This is what our patients get access to. I'll flip this around. We give them a username and a password, and they get a journal that they can track all this stuff in. So if you're just joining us right now, go back and watch the video and you can see all the details with this. But if you want to find out more about this and see how this fits into all the other systems that we've built with how to integrate your system, how to integrate your clinic with functional movement and corrective exercise, this is just one piece of it. This is one of the automated systems that makes this thing run so seamlessly. So go to demo.movenowyou.com if you want to watch a 30-minute pre-recorded demo showing the whole ins and outs of how the system works. And then following the demo, you can chat with one of our support team, and they can answer any other specific questions for you, let you know if this is something that might work in your practice. In most cases, it does. You don't need a whole lot of space to do it. We made videos on all of that as well. Pretty much most things that most chiropractors are thinking that are getting in the way or stopping them from looking into something like this, going through a phone call and chatting with us after you watch that 30-minute pre-recorded demo, there's usually a solution if this is something that you really want to do. So if you want to raise your clinical excellence, have better engagement with your patients, provide them more stuff they can do outside the clinic, have more services you can do inside the clinic, just have a more comprehensive approach, have more fun doing case management and being a doctor instead of just, the same mundane thing day in and day out. But having to dive a little deeper, think a little more critically, then this might be something that is right up your alley. So we're looking for like-minded doctors out there, and you might be one of them. So if you want to watch the demo, check it out and reach out to us, and we'll jump on the line with you. If we don't think it's a good fit for you, we'll let you know. We won't waste your time or our time. But if this is something that is like meant for you and you just haven't found it yet, this might be the best thing to catapult you into the next year, into 2020. It's right around the corner. We're like 3 months out. Guess how long it takes to implement this in your practice? We built a 12-week implementation process. So this is one of the best times to get started because you can get this ready to go by January 2020. So check out demo.movenowyou.com. We'll talk soon. Over and out.